Good morning all, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim speaking. Okay, looking at the Eurodollar first, and well, it's Friday saw very little movement overall. Today we just probably had half of Friday's price action so far. It does look at edging on the sort of more bullish side in terms of what we did on Friday with a spinning top, or doji even, sitting into that daily 50. Which could see us pushing up higher. Now, at the moment, it's just running into some resistance, run into the weekly pivot. There's a few other factors that we've just run into on the hourly basis as well. It really is a case if we can break through this pivot, well, there is some potential further upside. Unfortunately, and I do wonder whether there'll just be a bit of chop today. We do have the daily pivot untouched below. It may just draw price. If it can't carry on this shove this morning. So news-wise, there's nothing at all to affect in terms of economic data due out, and I cannot see news of any speakers at the moment. So very limited in terms of what there is out there at the moment. Okay, sorry. Right, so nothing significant there for me at the moment. Okay. Really just to confirm if it breaks this weekly pivot, I would be looking maybe at the upside. If it bounces back, watch for the daily pivot, maybe more sell side. Okay, pound. Let's come back to a daily on here first. Pound seems a little bit more bullish, and it may really just be leading the way effectively. Friday was a bit more bullish, almost a bullish harami there. It's edging that sort of way towards it, back towards that monthly pivot at the moment. And well, yeah, on this daily point of view, maybe just failed to get the weekly pivot that's just underneath there, and the daily pivot. So well, any reversals, that's what I'd be looking towards, depending on when it starts reversing, whether it's worth trading it, of course. But otherwise, the way it's moving at the moment, the R1 looks well, Friday's highs and the R1 looks potential. Dollar yen, ooh, press the wrong button there. Let's try again. Dollar yen, there we go. So have a look from a bigger picture first. And dollar yen struggling with this 21 at the moment. Maybe we'll see daily 21. We've just maybe seen it come back within its trend line here. It sort of well, closed right on it, just through it a little bit on Friday there, but it's now pinched a little bit between the weekly pivot and that trend line. From this point of view, it looks like it's got some more potential upside. When you're looking at it from this 4 hourly, higher lows in there, higher highs, it looks like it's got that potential. The question is whether it's just going to sort of roll from where it sits, and when we see this 4 hourly finish, this current 4 hourly finish, we can draw the trend line across the lows there. A break of that would maybe suggest more downside then. From the hourly point of view, it's just showing that a bit of weakness across through from midday Friday. Just sort of softened a little bit, sold off a little bit, hit, and it's done its weekly pivot, daily pivot. The question here is, will it from here be able to, or will it just sort of put in a spin? Pivot swing, that's what I wanted to say. Will it put a pivot swing in and just sell off a little bit more towards the 200, maybe more? So at the moment it's erring on the downside on the short term. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar seems to be pushing and looking a little bit more bullish at the moment. Friday, solid close up, and closed up well, be above its trend line there through the 21. Comments on tariffs and things like this may well have helped the Aussie through the Asian session as well. Really at the moment it's just looking pointing upwards. High lows, high highs, broken the trend. Has got a weekly pivot untouched, so any sell-off this morning, if we see any signs of sell-off, the daily weeklies may be sort of somewhere in the target. Maybe I don't know, the range is pretty good on Friday. If we get a reasonable range, we may get back towards those, but at the moment it may even just find support into those 60.21s. Okay, and finally the Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar seems to be, after failing to push on much at the moment, it's, to mention this last week a couple of times, run into that weekly 100. And in fact, on a weekly from a weekly perspective, it's just sitting there on the weekly 50 a little bit, maybe even breaking that now, but may head back towards the weekly 200 shooting star there. Sorry, yeah, it was a weekly. It's a weekly. So looking like it could follow through. The only thing is, at the moment, we've got the weekly pivot above it, a retracement, so that may even provide a sell opportunity. There was last week a bit of divergence across the highs there, and it just looks like it will. As I say, at the moment, I'd quite like to see it rally in to give a sell opportunity off that weekly pivot, because it's just putting the signs in that it may have a rollover for a little bit more. Any rallies though, break of the 60.21s would see the weekly and daily and weekly pivots, and that's really what I'd like to be selling into. So just need it to push up, really, please. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. As I say, no news today. Have a great day. Bye for now.